we're in Guitar Center. I go, we need a task cam. He goes, okay, it's not out. I go, fuck, it's not out. Like, now the gig's in 3 hours.
Oh, my God,
dude. I go, well, we need the task cam. And he looks it up on the computer. He's like...
Shouldn't you, like, be at the venue at this point?
Right. He goes, it is in stock. And I go, great. He goes, I think it's just in the back. I go, great. Okay. So he goes to the back. He gets it. Perfect. We buy it. Perfect. Okay. I give it right to Hot Dog. I go, and I hand it to Hot Dog. And I look at Hot Dog, and I came to a realization. And then he looked at me, and we simultaneously came to the same realization.
You're in love.
Hot Dog goes, oh no. Because I looked at Hot Dog, and he had no backpack straps.
Oh, my God.
He left the $10,000 camera in the Uber.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And the first thing I said to him was, I hope you enjoyed your 20 minutes, motherfucker. I hope you enjoyed every bit of that 20 minutes. All of it. Because now they're done.
Oh, my God.
And I go, what do you want to do, bro? What do you want to do? And he goes,
how do you leave that in an Uber?
Bro, I won't leave it with the bellhop. I forgot it in an Uber.
That's like in the trunk?
Yes.
No, that's on your lap.
You leave it on your lap.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Why would you put a $10,000 camera in the trunk?
I forget groceries in the trunk.
I know.
With that big stupid-ass lens that he uses on everything.
Oh.
It was all packed in there. Cinema quality. I go, well, we got an audio recorder.
Oh. That guy could be anywhere.
Yeah.
And if he knows what he's got, he can quit Uber.
Yeah.
I go, okay.
God.
All right. And it's not like it was an Uber Black. It was just a guy's Uber.
Mm-hmm.
I go, okay, Hot Dog. Okay.
That
Hope you enjoyed your 20 minutes, bud. Because those are over. Those are done.
Yeah, my suits are on the way, and I got a task cam.
I figured it out.
I figured out my shit. Now I got to figure out your shit too. So I had obviously ordered all the Ubers.
Right.
So I go into my Uber, and they do have a system for like, if you forgot something, and they go, put in your phone number, and your Uber driver will call you. I go, Hot Dog, you put in your phone number. I'm going to sit here and talk to this Uber driver. And so he puts in the phone number. I try to call him.
I still can't believe that.
I mean,
sounds like hell.
I'm glad you didn't tell us this before.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the vestibule. You know how Guitar Center has like the 2-door system?
Yeah.
There's always a vestibule. We're now in the vestibule. We got this task cam. Nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Because we can't just leave.
Show's in less than 3 hours.
It's like 3 hours away.
People are already lining up.
Probably.
Yeah.
All the not Samsonites.
Oh yeah. I still got to go. I got a whole.
You got to go back to your hotel, probably, right?
I had a big box of shirts.
Yeah, great looking shirts.
Thank you. And I had my shirts printed and sent to the hotel, so they were there.
Right.
I had that taken care of. And I go okay. And I called the guy on the Uber app.
Yeah.
It didn't go through.
Oh.
I was like, okay, it didn't go through. I was like, okay.
He's out filming stuff.
Yeah. He's picked up a new career. He's got an independent film that he's making. It's called The Stupidest Man in the World. The World's Dumbest Uber Passenger is what it's called.
Oh, my God. So you're sitting in Guitar Center.
Sitting in Guitar Center in the vestibule because we have merchandise from Guitar Center. I'm not going to go back in the store. We're just in the vestibule. And the Uber driver finally calls Hot Dog. Okay. And Hot Dog puts his polite guy voice on. Yes, hello. Yes, hello. We were just passengers in your Uber, and I seem to have left an item in your trunk. You dropped us at Guitar Center. He's like, yeah. It was 10 minutes ago.
Cut the shit.
I know. Yeah. Do you think that you could bring us? Do you think you could bring that back? We'll if we can get a ride from you. We're going back to the hotel. Like he's trying to sweeten the deal. Like we have to get an Uber back to the hotel anyway. So we'll
for the job you're doing.
And he goes, yeah, okay, I'll bring it back. And they have a service, Uber does, where you have to pay for him to come back plus a $20 surcharge.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's an idiot fee.
It is an idiot fee, and the fact that Uber has it built in, I think is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're sitting there then.
I know the voice that he used.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. We're just right in front of Guitar Center right now. You'll note. He goes, yeah.
I know. It was 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. And I'm like, those 20 minutes were sweet, huh? 20 minutes they're a good 20 minutes. He goes, yeah, it was a good 20 minutes. He knows. Yeah, it was a good 20 minutes. And we're waiting. It's now been 15 minutes since the call. And I'm going, bro, if he figures out what's in the back of that Uber, he ain't never coming.
Right?
Never coming. He easily quit Uber 6 months from now. I mean, think about how long it would take you to make the amount of money you could get from selling that camera driving Ubers.
Oh, driving Ubers?
Months.
Yeah. By the way, Jim McClure is a great question.
Go ahead, Jim McClure.
You've got a $10,000 camera in a bag.
Right.
How do you not have an Apple tag in that bag at all times?
Bro, I bought an expensive backpack. I bought an Apple tag for just the backpack.
Yeah.
Every single time I left my hotel room, as happens everywhere that I go, every single time my phone lights up going, by the way, you've now left some stuff.
Right.
You're no longer with your stuff.
If I'm carrying around $10K in equipment in a bag, I'm putting an Apple tag in there.
No Apple tag. Well, he didn't want to pay. He didn't want to do
That's $20.
$10,020. It's too rich for his blood. So
No free shipping.
So it's 15 minutes have passed. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, either way, we got to do the gig. Like, I don't care if you're filming it with your phone or something. Like, the gig it's a ticketed event.
Right. You
You
can't
know?
just not show up because somebody left their camera in an Uber.
No, literally, WWE asked me to host a panel at WWE World. I said I could do it any other time, but this is a ticketed event. I
Right.
can't.
You're booked.
It is what it is. And so, I go, well, you got to call him again, bro. Because I'm not
The
talking.
Uber guy?
Yeah, I go, you got to call him and find out where he is. You got to call him again, dude.
And that's like the most uncomfortable call because it's not like the Uber guy forgot.
No, it's not his problem.
It's not his problem. He's like, yeah, I'll be there when I'm there.
And he might be already in taking a passenger
Yeah.
somewhere, and he's in the middle of a.
Or he might be really far away
Yeah.
because he just dropped somebody off.
Right. Or because
And
it's not
traffic is
Now you got
insane
this
around
idiot.
in Vegas.
there. Yeah.
Absolutely nuts.
Now you got hot dog. Hey, don't know if you remember me.
Right.
Called you 5 minutes ago.
Right.
But in all fairness, the Uber driver could be like, "Hey, I could be there at, maybe I'm going to need at least 45 minutes to get
That's
there."
true.
I think he said 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So in 15 minutes we're up. I made Hot Dog call, and he goes, "Yes, hi. This is the passenger that had called before about the bag that was left behind. Yes, we're in front of Guitar Center. I just wanted to know if there was any update on the status of when you might arrive."
Oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we can. Okay, thank you. He should be here in 3 minutes. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I would have given like a 5-minute buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it like 20 minutes.
But he's stressing, so
He is stressing. He's sweating bullets. He looks like that Jordan Peele meme. With the water just pouring down his face. So the Uber driver pulls up. Hot Dog gets his bag. Of course,
What a relief.
he can't figure out how to book the Uber driver to get. He goes like, "Oh, I'm going to try to book you. And I go, Hot Dog, go ahead and book the return trip. That's on you."
I mean, in fairness, I don't think I would know how to book a specific Uber driver.
And he did. And the Uber driver was like, "You can't." I was like, "No problem." It was on my phone. I gave him, an extra heavy. I went back and edited the tip so it was way
okay,
more. And,
okay.
yeah, it was all good. And so, yeah, and then I dropped him off. I got him dropped off at the Rio, so he could check in. And then I had to go check him in because the room was in my name. They didn't switch it for whatever reason. And then I went back to my hotel. I said, Hot Dog, you set up the room and everything. I'm going to go back to my hotel. I'm going to take a breath, hydrate, and then I'll go and I'll meet you at the gig with the merch. He goes, okay, perfect. And so because all this happened, we were obviously delayed. So I didn't realize that the box of T-shirts is I in my head, I go, whatever, T-shirts are light. It's like 35 pounds. It's a giant box of shirts.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm dragging this box through the Aria, get an Uber to go to the Rio, get to the Rio. Now, of course, there's nothing in Vegas it's not like it's like an outside door. You have to walk through casinos to get absolutely anywhere.
Yeah.
So now I'm walking through a casino, and I see where the Comedy Cellar is, and I walk up to the Comedy Cellar. There's a huge long line.
Yeah, of course.
And they're
People are
like,
excited to see you.
And they're like, yeah, Sam's here, Sam.
You're carrying a box
A
like
giant
a
box of shirts.
Oh, my God.
Veins about to explode in my head because, I can handle 35 pounds, but now I'm doing a farmer's carry.
Yeah, it's been a while,
I'm going for distance on this thing. And then I'm like, hey, guys. And I'm like, and I put the box down. The door's locked. I go, hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
That's not the image you want.
No, it really
That's
does.
embarrassing.
There's like no grand entrance.
No.
You see
No.
the guy, it's struggling.
No, you're sweating bullets carrying a box of shirts, and
That's
now
right.
the door's locked. You
That's
look like
right.
a big
real
asshole.
horse's ass.
Real horse's ass.
Thank God I present myself as an everyman.
I mean, because that's what you were.
That's how I came across. Yes.
Why didn't you have the shirts shipped to the Rio?
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
Probably.
You should think of things before you do them.
Yeah, you should have had them shipped to Cheyenne Marte at the Rio.
Yeah.
And then
You
they
know
would have
what?
said we have nobody.
You
by
know
that
what?
name staying here.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Because I was like, I will be at the Aria. I can get my hands on this.
You know you will be there.
I will be able to. I know that I will be able to get my hands on this thing. I do not trust that it will happen the other way. That's what it was. That was my line of thinking. And I still stand by that line of thinking because you're talking about $10,000 in an Uber hot dog. You know what I mean?
You can't get them shipped to the Comedy Cellar?
Yes, you could.
I could, but I wouldn't know until I got there if they got.
I mean,
And you never know. The Comedy Cellar people were great, but sometimes you go to these clubs and there's airheads running them.
No, I hear
You know what I mean? So I said, I'm going to get it shipped to the hotel where I am so I can get it. I will know where it is. I'm sure I'll get there early enough that I can drop it off. Did not know that we would be delayed.
By hours and hours. Man,
Corey in Rockland.
it's the first night.
oh my God.
Hey, good morning, Sam. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
So now I was wondering why you were carrying a box of shirts and hot dog wasn't doing them. 'Cause I was standing there in the line. I said to myself, and it really was about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes before the show started. I'm going, why isn't hot dog doing this? Why is he inside? And then when you got to the door and I saw the door was locked, I did notice on your face like, oh, come on, man. What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, it really
And then
does.
you didn't have to stay there and look at all the fans. You're like, yeah, you were like, all right, guys, see you inside soon.
Yeah, there was one guy that was like, he was literally waiting online for the show. He was like, Sam, can I get a selfie? And I was like, I'm going in the same place. We can do it.
Yeah,
sure.
but you had nowhere else to go.
I was like, yeah, I'll take it, but we're going to the same place. I'll see you after the show. Like, thank you, Corey.
And then they let us in not even 10 minutes after you walked in.
Yeah, usually you're
It was
like,
a good show, Sam.
oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's the point, right? By the time I got in there, Hot Dog had the camera set up. Everything was good. We had a last minute switch up with the guest, but it ended up being Dominic Mysterio that was like an even bigger guest. So like, we switched the advertised guest for somebody that is a bigger name right now than the advertised guest, which is amazing. He was fantastic. The show was great. Everybody loved the show. We had a ton of people there, ton of radio show listeners. I'm so glad so many of you guys showed up. They were even like, I went outside and took pictures with everybody that wanted it after the show. They were starting to get frustrated because the line of people that wanted to take pictures was long and filling up. I said, big deal, okay?
Yeah.
Big deal. This is what we're doing.
I saw it. People looked very happy to be there.
They were super happy. It was a great show. We're gonna have video of the interview. I think my plan is to put the video up on Friday, so be on the lookout on the Not Sam Wrestling YouTube channel on Friday. John in Virginia.
Hey, Sam, would you say this box of shirts was bigger or smaller than a watermelon?
I mean, I could have fit a couple watermelons inside the box. That's how big the box was. But it ended up going great.
The event.
The event went great. Everything got pulled off without a hitch. Everybody had a great time. Everybody got to take pictures. People picked up some shirts. Everybody had a great time. And Dominic Mysterio was incredible. WWE was very gracious and everything. It was perfect.
So Miguel was there?
Miguel from Los Angeles got to see and embrace Miguel, which was fantastic, and it was great. It was great. And so we then went. We left there. Had some extra shirts, but there was a wrestling pop-up store going on the next day. That was like, yeah, just bring these shirts there.
Was that like kind of like not a convention, but like were there?
Well, it was one of the I'll tell you. So first, after that, went back to the hotel to drop off the remaining shirts and everything, and then Hot Dog and I went to Wale Mania.
Oh, right. Yes.
The annual
he does that every year.
Hip hop wrestling crossover, where I am quite goated, I will say, if I may say so myself.
I know you are.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So we had a great time. They always do a great job. They have a ton of wrestlers there. Wale is there performing, and it's just a hang. It's just a vibe. And we had a day, so it was nice to be able, like, it wasn't our event. We could just chill.
Hot Dog maybe had a drink.
I do not believe Hot Dog had any cocktails.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact, we could check. Hot Dog?
What?
How you doing, bud?
Tired still.
Well, don't get that. Let's not.
Yeah.
We haven't. But have I told any lies so far?
No, but you missed. I mean, yeah, I did sell a lot of shirts. I would like that.
Okay.
On the record.
Okay. Hot Dog was very proud of himself. He goes, "Check your Venmo, fam." Because I did take your advice. I printed out the Venmo thing before I left.
Smart.
Prepared.
Smart.
Printed out the Venmo
QR
code, and a lot of people did. People paid cash, Venmo, and Hot Dog did. Move a good amount of shirts.
Good.
You're standing right in the right spot. You did. You were slanging, Hot Dog. You were slanging.
Yeah, and I was panicking because I had to leave the entire camera setup, like in the club, even though they were saying that they had a quick turnaround and all that stuff. Went out with that huge box, it was heavy as hell, and I sold a good whopping.
By the way,
15.
Hot Dog had to go from the green room to right outside the club. Man, that box was heavy as hell. First of all, it was
there was like the huge line. The huge line was already formed, so I had to somehow squeeze my way through that huge line in that skinny hallway with that huge box.
He's been on for a minute and he's patting himself on the back.
I know. It was a 35-pound box. It's not a light box, but it's not like, it's 35 pounds.
All right.
So, but everything was fine. Hot Dog was able to tear it down. As a matter of fact, going back into the club was great because our pal Mike Fanoia was actually there doing the show after us.
Oh, that's great.
So I got to hang with Mike. He has a great system. He was there. To do gigs, but also because Dead & Co.
I saw he was at the Sphere.
Was at the Sphere. Oh. So he got to do his gigs, see Dead & Co. at the Sphere, do the whole thing. And he did. He said he had an extra ticket to the Sphere the next night.
I would have been there in a second.
If I wanted to go. And I would have gone too, except, as Hot Dog pointed out, I don't go to things.
No. Were you available that night?
I could have made it happen.
Oh.
But I don't go to stuff.
Yeah,
so
but you don't want to just see something at the Sphere and see what it looks like?
Here's what I don't do.
Stuff.
Right, and I don't do, and Hot Dog, it does drive Hot Dog a little crazy, I think. I don't do a little work, a little personal trip. I don't do that. I don't do like.
But if you've got the time.
No, I do. If it's a work trip, it's a work trip. Like there were people like texting me after WrestleMania going, "Oh, what are you doing after WrestleMania? You're not still at the stadium, are you?" I was like, "Shut the fuck up. I'm at work. Like, let me go to work."
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but like if you've got a free night, like go to the Sphere.
I'm at work.
It does a lot for your soul. You're stuck in Vegas for 6 nights.
Well, I went to Wale Mania with you. Instead, we vibed the fuck out.
That's not work?
But it's networking.
No?
You could have networked at the Sphere.
There's
You're like, hey, is James Dolan here?
Hey, we make fun of you on the radio all the time.
Are you doing a WrestleMania party?
Hot Dog, were you sweating bullets when you lost that $10,000 camera?
Yes. I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to show my face again. Immediately I was like, oh, this is it. This is the last time I ever do anything.
Are you gonna put an AirTag in there now?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Of course it's not.
Let me ask
I bet you this is the first he's ever thought of it.
He's never popped his head.
McClure just thought of it, and he was like, brilliant. Let me ask you this, Hot Dog. The whole world wants to know. Was it a good 20 minutes?
What do you mean?
Of course he doesn't know what I mean. He's been on hold. He
been on
heard
hold
the story.
entire time.
The 20 minutes that you got to have me in the barrel.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing.
It was amazing. He had the time of his life.
Yeah, because I told Sam I was getting the same shit for the cameras because I rely on at least one camera of his for all these live events, and he just decided to just bring neither of them.
I told you I didn't decide. I told you I wasn't bringing them.
And everybody was here when he said that.
You heard me say.
Yeah, I go, I'm not bringing them. I'm leaving. And you walked out of the studio.
You're very clear.
Like you're not going to come back to the studios here to grab the cameras.
No, I'm not bringing the cameras.
And if I recall, that's what Hot Dog's like. Well, I'm going to work, and the cameras were here. I packed them up.
Yeah.
and you were
That
like,
was
okay.
that.
They were here for a week.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, and I said, well, what are you gonna do? I mean, you're just gonna leave a camera that we always use?
I said, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm not.
That's a YP.
Yeah. I said, you're literally flying across the country to video a show. Like, can you please just take care of the cameras for me? That's all I'm asking. This is not. I'm not taking you out on vacation.
You're asking him to do his job.
All I want is just like, please take something off my plate.
Figure this out.
Clearly, I have enough on my plate that I'm not even allowing myself to think about any of it.
You have so much you're just forgetting.
I don't do anything because it's all
psychotic.
insane shit.
No, this is psychotic because that little camera would not have made any difference to your
I'm not
travel.
bringing the cameras. Period.
Now I know that. Now
I
I'm gonna have to
mean,
buy another
now I know.
camera.
Well,
You knew
okay,
that on
well,
Wednesday.
Troy knew that last week.
And it wouldn't have made much of a difference if you were like another 15 minutes late to work, so you could have just waited for
Yeah,
the
you
cameras.
barely go anywhere.
And by the way, if it's so small, why don't you bring it?
It was the middle of a break. I would have to wait an hour for me to grab that camera.
I do all kinds of breaks. I break all the time.
Yeah, and didn't he leave at the end of the show? I can't remember.
No, I left.
Oh, that's
before
right, you
Danielle
left
started.
before the end.
No, he left at like 10:30.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
he
swing
left
back,
before
swing
the
back on the way. Swing back anytime. Swing back when you're leaving work. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We vibed the fuck out at Wale Mania, though, right?
Yeah, that was nice. The venue was really sweet.
Venue was great. Show was great. Hanging with our friends. That was all good.
It had to just be a relief that like things worked out at the show. Everybody was happy that came to your event, and it was like finally you could relax.
Can I tell you something? And it drives Hot Dog crazy.
Huh.
At no point was I worried about it.
That's
It's
insane, dude.
That's insane.
At no point, Hot Dog. At any point was I like fuck? Like did I seem stressed at any point?
You weren't even worried when, because that audio recorder was brand new, and I couldn't turn it on until you got there because you had the batteries, and then I had to set it up I didn't know how to turn that thing on, or set it up so it's recording like the right lines on the board.
Right.
And it was maybe until like a minute before the show that we got it
Oh
recording.
my god, dude.
Yeah,
I
Sam's
knew-
got problems.
I knew he would do it.
uh,
I knew he would do it.
I don't know
That's
how.
Live
insane.
events
Sam,
are so
Sam just walks
stressful.
over. Sam just walks over, sees me struggling, sees that the audio isn't set up, and he's like, "You all right?" And then before I even say, "No, actually, he just left."
And I probably chuckled a little. I'm like, yeah, you got this, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be a psychopath.
Bro,
Yeah,
we're
he is.
winners. We're winners,
He
dude.
is.
Winners win.
Like if you could monitor
because
your
one
heart,
day it's not going to go right.
They don't fucking-
and he'll be fine with it. That's the crazy part is he won't be stressed about it.
Well, you don't bat. Not every look. Even on steroids, McGuire didn't hit all home runs, but he hit a lot of them.
He hit a lot of dingers.
I'm like McGuire on steroids. Okay.
I was just praying I didn't have a hand.
And Hot Dog's my little Sammy Sosa.
He's not your Canseco? You guys aren't the Bash
He is.
Brothers?
He's my Canseco. I'm like, Hot Dog, I need you to inject my ass real quick.